So what's going on? So this guy Vitaly, um, yeah, so he's going to be facing 24 years in prison in the Philippines. That's so they said. But here's the update. Atozy actually has been on top of this. Um,
This
let's
scumbag
see.
IRL influencer can now be facing up to multiple decades in prison in
Look
the
at that
Philippines, all
smug.
because he live streamed himself harassing strangers in the street, mall security guards, and stealing multiple items, including a mall security bike. Obviously, we're talking about the case surrounding Vitaly, who's an American Russian YouTuber who was one.
Okay, so he's an American Russian. Is he a dual citizenship, Russian and American, or is he just an American with Russian descent? That's what I'm trying to figure out, you know. But um, like I said, known or I've known of him, Vitaly, for many years. You know, he is actually one of the prankster back in early YouTube days, whatever. But yeah, and then he disappeared, or I just stopped following him, didn't care much. But now, I saw him. People are talking about him on YouTube and posts on Facebook actually, and Atozy's actually following that now because just like Johnny Somali, Atozy, that's his content. Follows all those idiots.
One of the largest prank channels back in the day, who
Back in the
unfortunately
day.
lost his mind and ended up serving some time due to horrifically attacking a jogger in Miami. But
Yeah, I remember that one. I think people jacket. Who do you know? Yeah, then he did some time. I think.
recently, he came back to the internet. And he's came back to the internet a few times, but in the most recent time, he decided to come back to the internet and essentially be a knockoff Johnny Somali for some reason. And in his comeback, he was definitely not wise when it comes to picking the country to be a nuisance in, the Philippines. I don't
Yeah.
know why you would ever want to come to the Philippines and go live with the title Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines, as that is probably one of the last countries I would ever want to have that title in my stream, let alone go around and harass people.
Well, you just don't do that. Period. Whether you go to the Philippines or any other country, the only thing that they know that they cannot do that. It's in like if you go to like China, Russia, North Korea. Well, I don't know if they can go in that North Korea anyway. Any hardline countries like that, but uh, you know, country where I came from, I was born in the Philippines. I'm actually dual citizenship. Have an American and Filipino citizenship. So you just don't do that. You're an idiot, especially now that it's under spotlight. So and is kind of putting the Philippines government into something that they have to do something to make an example out of you, and that's always not a good thing. Always not a good thing.
People and then steal multiple items
Yeah,
while live streaming yourself doing so. It's like the influencer version of Darwinism. And his actions are definitely catching up to him here now because he was just perp walked out in front of the entire country.
Secretary
Oh.
John Vic Remulla will now make a statement.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Yeah, the
BIWF.
smirk he had during his arrest and mugshot, that's completely gone. Dude,
It's gone, but once in a while when he knows that it's being filmed, he does he does smirk. He even do like all the body language and all that. So yeah.
he was warned multiple times. He didn't care. He just openly embraced going to jail in the Philippines on his stream. And now he's in even more trouble than what I think he's ever been in his life. And that really, really sets the bar when you look at his situation that happened in Miami. Because if you have a horrific attack on your record and somehow you're in more trouble than what you.
Well, how old is this Vitaly guy? He's got to be like in his, if not, it'd be probably in his 40s. Or I don't know. I mean, when I used, like I said, and he was young then when he started his YouTube.
You were then? Oh boy. So what are they charging him for?
Vitaly engaged in multiple disruptive and inappropriate acts, including attempting to kiss and grab him, trying to seize his service firearm, taking videos of him without consent, mocking other security guards, and vlogging without a permit in BGC. Also, on Vitaly's latest video in BGC, nakita siyang sumasakay ng patrol motorcycle na walang abiso.
Oh wow, there's just a whole plethora of charges
So the last part, he said that he was riding a motorcycle without consent, something like that.
here that can be disastrous for him. They're also talking not just fully English, they're speaking Tagalog with English, which I think they call Taglish. So,
Well, it's Tagalog, which is the Filipino language. You know, they do have like 8 or more than that major dialects in the Philippines spoken throughout the islands, but Tagalog is the one. Tagalog is the one that the country's language, along with English. Yeah, they call them Taglish. They mix it with Tagalog and English a little bit.
so I had to transcribe a lot of this to actually understand what is going on and then run it through ChatGPT and then have ChatGPT essentially tell me what they were saying. So it's not fully spot on yet, but that's what happens when we're trying to break this news. So
It's, I guess, it's better than hiring a translator, because back then you would have to hire a translator. Now we have ChatGPT, but you know, I can read that. Atozy, I can help you if you're watching this. I doubt you would, but I can help you. I speak the language, bro.
here we have, I guess, the charges against Vitaly, which aren't 100% set in stone from what I can tell, because he just kind of threw out a lot of the things that happened that they're investigating him for. So first you have unjust vexation, which is engaging in behavior that...
Whoa. Okay, so I'm gonna link this his full video to the description so you guys can watch the whole thing. But I wanna pause and understand what's really going on. So charges against Vitaly. Let me bring that up. Zodorinsky. Is that how you say it in Russian? Unjust vexation, engaging in behavior that cause annoyance or distress to others. You know, this is like an 18-year-old today would do, you know, for clout. Alarm and scandal, action that disturb public peace and order. Attempted theft, trying to unlawfully take a security guard's firearm. Ooh, yeah. That is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I mean, good thing he didn't get shot. You know, they probably knew that he was just doing it for, you know, for vlogging and all that. Then you have 2 counts of theft. Right there. If they go after him for taking a motorcycle and this industrial fan. Oh yeah, he stole that industrial fan. And threatening to rob an elderly lady. Yeah. That's
caused annoyance and distress to others. Then you have alarm and scandal, which is actions that disturb public peace and order.
Yeah.
Then you had attempted theft, which was trying to unlawfully take a security guard's firearm. That's a serious charge. That is,
You
like,
think so?
did this happen after my coverage? Did this happen after he was arrested? I don't remember that being on the stream that I skimmed through. That is a serious charge.
Yeah.
Then you have the 2 counts of theft if they go after him for taking the motorcycle and the industrial fan, and then also that face mask, but they return the face mask pretty quickly. So we'll see what they do there. Then you have the threatening to rob an old lady as well. But what I didn't know until now is apparently if you steal a motorcycle in the Philippines, you can actually get up to life in prison. And this
Philippines, the theft of motorcycles or carnapping, as is known, can lead to significant penalties under the new Anti-Carnapping Act 2016. This is when Duterte was president, 2016, with potential imprisonment ranging from lengthy terms to life imprisonment for grave offenses. That's not good,
is all due to a newer and stricter law they put in place around 2016. Now, will he get life in prison? There's no way. But the fact that you would even go to a country and do something that can give you a maximum of life in prison is insane. I am seeing multiple locals say that he could be facing up to 24 years in prison, as it's up to 12 years for each of the counts of theft there. And that's just the theft cases alone. And then you have all these other charges up here as well. So will he get this amount of time? Probably not. But I don't think he's going to just leave the country next week, to put it lightly.
Yeah, he'll be there for a while. I mean, it's not like in the Philippines, it's like they going to hold you there so they can, let's say if you're going to prison for 5 years, you're going to prison for 5 years, and then they'll deport you. You know,
It seems
what I
like they
heard.
very much so want to charge him. So then they go on to say that charges also stem from incidents where Vitaly is seen grabbing a security guard's hat, attempting to seize another guard's firearm, and threatening to rob a woman in Bonifacio Global City. Now, Secretary Romola, who is the guy that
hey, shout out to Caviteño.
essentially had him perp walked out there in front of the whole country. Now, he said that Vitaly will not be deported immediately, but will remain in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility to face the charges filed against him. He also emphasized that no special treatment will be given, stating that
He emphasized that no treatment will be given, stating we're done with foreigners who only insult Filipinos. This is an example that we are serious here in our own country, and we won't let them belittle us. Woo, those are fighting words, man. I don't think you're getting out. I don't think you're getting out unless you're you got some good lawyers, and you got to start pleading. Maybe call. I don't know who you gotta call. This one I don't get though. Just like Johnny Somali, like they have the audacity to wear those MAGA hat around, while they're doing all that stuff, stupid stuff, like I don't know. Maybe they think that Trump's gonna help them. Yeah, you won't get any help from America or Russia. I don't know. Who knows, man? He might have some connection. We don't know.
We're done with foreigners who only insult Filipinos. This is an example that we are serious here in our country, and we won't let them belittle us. And they also stated that authorities are seeking Vitaly's cameraman, who may also face charges for enabling a commission of crime. This is a stark contrast from what we've seen Japan do with Johnny Somali, and now maybe even South Korea with Johnny Somali, as they seem to be playing way more softball with him there.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, they're not messing around. They had him perp walk down in front of the whole country within a week of an arrest. Within the week of him doing it, they arrested him right away. They arrested him 2 days after my video on him. They arrested him on the 3rd of April. Now on the 7th of April, they're having him perp walked out in front of the entire country saying, hey, we're gonna make an example out of this guy. This is not okay. This is crazy. Why, as an influencer, would you ever go mess around and do this kind of content, especially not in your home country? Fair enough if you actually understand the laws of the place that you're in, but still, please never do that.
You just don't do that anywhere. It's like there's some of these kids that are just popping up on TikTok and all that. They're doing it because they know they can get away with it. Especially in the States and Europe. A lot of them, and they're so lenient. I'm glad that the Philippines is not actually. It's not giving in. So we don't know yet. We don't know how. It's too early to tell.
Stuff like this because, again, I want to live in a world where I can walk around in public without having to worry about being harassed by an IRL streamer. Is that so much to ask for? And I feel like everyone in the world deserves that very basic right. If you're out,
I don't want to be harassed by anyone. I want to be able to protect myself if they start harassing me and my family. That's what Second Amendment for.
In public, you shouldn't have some IRL streamer harassing you to try to get some sort of reaction so they can monetize it for their live stream. It's just not acceptable. But continuing, it says Vitaly's actions have drawn.
Okay, I know some of this thing. I've seen them. When I went to the store, a couple weeks ago, I think that I've seen couple guys are, playing music and dancing with the thing. I think they were on TikTok, but they're trying to engage with people, and and then if they see if there's no response from people, they leave them alone. So they go, the other direction. That's which is good. I don't have a problem with that. But what I have a problem with is those people that are trying to get you, angry, trying to get the anger out of you. And that's what I have a problem with.
Significant criticism, and authorities are committed to ensuring accountability for his conduct in the Philippines. Here's a little snippet where he says that Vitaly has to take accountability for his own content.
People have to take responsibility for the content they create. It is not a license to shame or to hurt or to besmirch anyone. A vlog ang social media ay may kaakibat na responsibilidad.
But then Vitaly gets in trouble.
Did they say it's cocky? Did you see the thing in the background that he was just trying to do? You know, he's doing arm thingy, Vitaly in the background, and the other guy was trying to like calm him down. That's not a good sign, man. That's not a good sign.
During the press conference, because for some reason the dude just can't stay serious, even though his freedom is literally on the line here. Bro's freedom is literally at stake. And speaking of the other stake, he's also now banned from kick.com. So that stake deal is gone. He has officially been 404 as he was so worried about becoming.
Before we give our next question, may I just remind Mr. Vitaly to respect the secretary while he is speaking and not say anything or gesture anything that is out of the ordinary. Thank you so much. So,
Ooh, see what I mean? It's like the secretary's saying something, speaking. He's over there in the back, you know, maybe huffing, puffing, and doing all that, you know, hand gestures and stuff. Yeah, that's, dude.
we call on Mr. Rambo.
You see that? This secretary is looking up and saying, hey, you know, calm down.
Oh boy, that is the stare of a man who wants to put you under the prison. Vitaly is in for a rough time. Who would have known that harassing people and just making an absolute fool out of yourself and I guess the platform that you represent would get you banned? I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I guess people need to be made examples of so others will learn. Because at the end of the day, no one wants this, and not even Kick wants this, because Kick does not want to risk being banned in a whole country. So
didn't he was talking about like he was doing something so he's trying not to get kicked out or kicked. I think there was another video who's saying that. He just eventually just did that. He got kicked out of Kick.
So they're just gonna quickly ban and get rid of whatever streamer that causes a commotion like that.
Well, yeah.
Then a journalist asked if Vitaly is allowed to speak.
Good morning, Secretary Jess Cruzal from ABS-CBN News. May I ask if Mr. Vitaly is allowed to speak?
No, not today. Only in the formal inquest.
All right. Okay.
I mean, you could.
You know what I'm afraid of? It's like a lot of these people, especially in the United States, that, you know, will side with Vitaly. Or people that that are against the current administrations or in the Philippines, you know. I can see it now. The human rights activists. I can see them now.
See Vitaly's disappointment there. This is such an insane situation that's just so incredibly self-inflicted, like so many of the other stories that we cover. Why would you ever do this to yourself and to other people? But something I was not expecting was being credited by the police.
The Atozy, like, really? Are you asking why would you do that? Because they're doing it for clout, man. You know that. They're doing that, you know, stupid stuff because they... Oh, it's sad to say that they, you know, people that do stupid stuff like that get more clicks than stuff that, unless you're, you know, giving away thousands of dollars.
For arresting him or for finding out about this? Because here a day ago, the Taguig City police station posted criminal charges filed against YouTuber.
Oh, that's it's Taguig. I think that's in Manila.
Vitaly over viral BGC incident. The Taguig police station has taken swift and divisive action in response against a viral video involving Russian-American YouTuber Vitaly, who is now facing multiple criminal complaints following an incident at Bonifacio Global City that drew widespread public outrage.
Oh, because that's what BGZ means. Okay, I thought it was something else. All right. Bonifacio Global City.
Authorities immediately launched an investigation after receiving reports from local residents and security personnel who allegedly harassed the foreign content creator. Police gathered statements, reviewed complaints before the city's prosecutor's office on April 3rd, 2025. They also coordinated with hotel management and local establishments in the area to secure evidence and ensure accountability. The incident stemmed from a video posted on April 1st, 2025 by the YouTube channel Atozy, titled "Scumbag IRL Streamer Destroys His Life in the Philippines Live." That title aged established very well now. Was not expecting to see my video in an official police statement though. I just saw his live stream and I was like, there's no way this guy's this stupid to be doing that there. So I made a video on it. The video, which has reached over 600,000 views, shows Vitaly aggressively approaching and filming people in the street in Tagoג. Vitaly, 32, was reportedly staying in a hotel in Fort Bonifacio during the visit. On March 31st, around 11 a.m., he was seen walking along Bonifacio High Street where the incident took place. He was caught on video confronting several individuals while making live streaming content for social media. Yeah. According to reports, these affected include security guards and workers in the area. One guard said that Vitaly forcefully pulled his ID from his neck. Another worker said that the YouTuber took his hat without permission, while a third, also a security guard personnel, claimed that the foreigner tried to grab his service firearm. Yeah, okay, so I mean, that is a serious charge. Recognizing the suspect's foreign...
Yeah, you just don't do that.
Nationality, the Tagoג police also coordinated with the Bureau of Immigration to determine possible violations of immigration laws. A formal request was sent to the BI for updates of the YouTuber's current status for guidance and further action. Tagoג authorities have issued a strong reminder to all visitors and online content creators to respect local laws, warning that actions meant to harass or humiliate people, whether it's on camera or not, can have serious consequences. The Tagoג City Police Station assured the public that they're continuing to monitor the case and are committed to protecting residents from similar incidents in the future. I mean, shout out the Philippines for handling this so quickly. And also, like, this should definitely not scare anyone from...
Well, again, it's still too early, but I think from what I'm seeing is Vitaly's not in a good position because this is all blown out of, it's all over the place now. Everyone's talking about it. I see posts on YouTube, Facebook, So now the government is going to have to put an example out of him, Unless, like I said, unless he has a good lawyer and he has money to lessen the sentences and, maybe make a deal with them. I don't know.
Going to the Philippines because they want tourism there. They just don't want people to be live streaming and harassing people in public. It's very easy to go visit a country and not act like Vitaly. That's crazy being in an official Filipino police statement. Shout out to all my Filipinos. I love you guys. I'm currently in a different setup, as you can see, because I'm currently traveling to go to yet another crazy influencer trial. I guess we just do that now. I've had a lot of fun doing it. So here we're going to another case tomorrow, and I have to get up at 5 in the morning. It's currently at 2:41 a.m. So I won't be getting too much sleep because I have to drive for a couple hours tomorrow to get to this court case because it is in the middle of nowhere. But hey, if this video gets like 75,000 likes, I might fly out to the Philippines as well to go to Vitaly's trial. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you.
Okay, how many? I think he got 73. Well, you're gonna get it's 73,000 likes now. Look at that comment. Atozy made it on the Filipino news and helped expose the dirtbag. Respect. I'm an American. I have rights. Doesn't work outside the U.S. He barely works in the USA these days. He's shown no remorse and still acts like an a-hole in court. Philippines police give him the full treatment. Wife is Filipinas is actually saying this guy is pretty much screwed. If he gets the full 24 years, he might not get out, depending on the position. It's not uncommon for prisoners to die, and it being overcrowded is also a big problem. Crazy. This dude probably sentenced himself to indirect death. Here's what's gonna happen there. I mean, it's the prisons and all that in the Philippines are so tight that Americans, or I don't know if the Russians can be involved with that, but the Americans gonna look into that. Him for being an American citizen, human rights activist, gonna look into that and how he's being, his status or something like that. You're gonna look at the cells. I mean, they jam a lot. I mean, a lot of prisoners in that little cells. I mean, I've seen them on YouTube. It's not like I've been in a prison or anything, but yeah. So that's what's gonna happen there. That's just my my assessment. But anyway, keep it here. We'll follow this Vitaly guy. subscribe if you haven't done so, and like and share this. So until next time, then.